Hello guys, welcome to Gusto TV. And if you're new to this channel, please click on the subscribe button and always remember to turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when a new video comes up. I want to first of all say thank you for liking, subscribing and commenting to this channel. I love you guys. We love you. And those of you that watched the live head of house game, despite the fact that it was a commentary I had to do yesterday because of how it is, copyright issues. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us and for us sticking together. So moving on, I want to do like a recap or an update of everything that went down in the I Mansion BB NAIJA season 6. Now guys, first of all, we had the head of house game yesterday evening, which came a little bit too early because Big Brother was sort of like rushing them or something, and they had to do nominations before they went for the head of house game. And surprisingly, the head of house game returned to its normal die and then the mat that shows their progress, and mat with numbers and a whole lot of obstacles, different types of obstacles. And it was really interesting to see how the housemates were warming up to this game because it felt like they had really missed playing that particular game because they were already used to rolling a die, getting a 6, go ahead to do this and that. And this time around there was no balloon to pop with your ass, there was no crossword. This time around there was still, the bottled water was still very much there, but none of them got to this stage where they had to drink bottled water. And then surprisingly, when it was Cross's turn, he got to number 12. Number 12 on the mat says you have to start all over, and then he got there twice. Like he got to number 12, started all over, and got to number 12 again to start all over before his time was up. A whole lot of interesting things happened during the head of house game. Pere even almost won the head of house game, but then Emmanuel beat him to it. And surprisingly, Emmanuel was nominated and was up for eviction before the head of house game, so probably that kind of gingered him because he emerged as the head of house yesterday. And I felt the energy yesterday when he was playing. Even White Money was playing seriously. I feel like it's a new strategy from Big Brother, and it's a good one that nominations come before the head of house game, so it will ginger these people to do more because a lot of them are always reluctant and sloppy. And especially White Money, when it comes to head of house game, is always like I don't know, it's too short for that guy or something. But then I could see a whole lot of seriousness. Saga was really serious because he's up for eviction, but Nini is not up for eviction, so I could see the ginger, the seriousness. Rose, as well, was up for eviction yesterday before, the head of house game. Pere was up as well before the head of house game. And then, these housemates really did try their best, if you ask me. And then Yusuf also, was, a whole lot of people were, in fact, all of them were really, into the game yesterday. But how it is with head of house game, we always have one winner, and then Emmanuel emerged as the winner of the head of house game, coming out with 26 points, although he had 28, but then Big Brother had to reduce it because he did not finish the last obstacle where you have to open a certain envelope from a particular basket. So Emmanuel is the new head of house for this week, guys, and I really don't see a whole lot of energy this week because Emmanuel is this chilled person, is so calm and all of that. I feel like most of the person that be doing the work would be Rose, because eventually he had to pick a deputy head of house, and obviously guys, he picked Rose, and Rose was so happy and all like cheesy and all of that. Love is sweet though. And then they have to share the head of house lounge this week, guys, so both of them would be in the head of house lounge doing their own thing privately, the way Saga and Nini had to enjoy themselves. Let's not forget that Rose had been the head of house, in previous weeks, and she couldn't be in the head of house lounge because she had been banned at that time and she was still serving her punishment. But this time around, luck seemed to be on her side because she had finally entered the head of house lounge, and she didn't pick Emmanuel as the deputy then because Emmanuel will have to share the room with somebody else. So she gave the privilege to Saga, which Saga now picked Nini, and they shared the room. So right now luck has been on her side. She's now in the head of house lounge with her man doing their private things privately. Like a whole lot went down, but then not so much went down. How these people like to keep it simple and at arm's length and all that. But they really had a nice time last night. in their private room, guys. And apart from that, they also, saw a movie courtesy Showmax, powered by, Big Brother, and they picked White Money and Jackie B to, watch this movie with them. I'm not surprised though, because has always been, a fan of White Money, despite the fact that she's also a friend to Pere, so she's like caught up in the middle of both guys. But then when it comes to choosing somebody for a particular, interesting, or a particular, interesting thing or interesting task, or something, she would rather pick White Money. That's something I've noticed about her. Judging from the fact that, when she was the head of house earlier, in previous weeks, when she was asked to pick somebody that would go and watch movie with her, she picked White Money. And again, this week, Emmanuel picked White Money while she picked Jackie B. So, not bad, not bad. I see that, both of them are friends. That's why the fact that they are not always together, gisting and all that. She obviously, picked a side, but then notwithstanding, she's still friends with, Pere. And then speaking of Pere, guys came out at, the first runner-up yesterday. And you know what? Big Brother decided that, out of the abundance of my heart, I am going to have, the first runner-up have some sort of advantage. So guys, Pere had an advantage for being the, head first runner-up yesterday, in yesterday's head of house game. He had the power to save and replace. That's the veto power to save and replace. From previous weeks, the head of house is the only person that had, the power to save and replace, but this time around, the only, power that, or the only advantage or privilege that, the head of house had for this week is to, first of all, enjoy the executive lounge, privately to himself, and also have the head of house lounge to himself, and also, is entitled to 200 Abeg Naira and 200 BB tokens. So the only power that Pere had yesterday was to save and replace. And then something interesting happened. When Pere was, playing his game, the rest of the house, few people were just like cheering him, Pere, and then he felt like Pere would be the head of house already. That is before, Emmanuel came up. And then Queen was feeling a whole lot, uneasy, and she was actually showing it that, this guy must not be the head of house for this week, because hell would let loose. Let's not forget that she wasn't even in the house when Pere was the head of house during his reign. She wasn't in the house yet. They have not injected, the new housemates at the time, and she was not in the house. But she has heard stories, and she's really scared, more scared than the housemates who were in the house and then went through, that regime, that military regime. But then she was really uneasy and very, very, corny about it or something. But then even when, Pere was, being congratulated by White Money, of which she was sitting beside White Money yesterday, she didn't even shake his hand or give him a high five or anything. The rest people were just, all there like, oh, but the excitement was not too much. But then when it was Emmanuel's turn to win, and Emmanuel was getting higher, numbers and all that, and got to 20 and all of that, the housemates were hyped. They were, oh yes, Emmanuel, keep going, don't stop. Aside from the Corrosive voice, which was audible already, deafening my ears already, the other housemates were happy, and Queen, exactly, most especially, she was really happy yesterday. She was like, Emmanuel, do it. And then when Emmanuel emerged as the head of house, she literally went to Pere and gave him this la, like ooh, and all of that, and she was happy and all of that, and Pere felt like, oh, you're happy, you didn't hear the instruction Big Brother gave, that I had some sort of privilege. And then when it was time for Big Brother to unravel this privilege that Pere had, Big Brother said he could save and replace someone. And of course Pere was up for eviction before the head of house game. He was up, and then he saved himself and replaced himself with Queen, and Queen was giving this devilish smile like, guy, you go see Pepper this week. So guys, let's have our eyes peeled on this too, because I know there will be a whole lot of drama. We know how Queen is not somebody that is an easygoing person. When you give her some type of energy, she gives you double. I remember when she had this quarrel with Maria, back and forth. She didn't let it go, and then she had made sure she told Maria her mind, and I feel like she's going to give Pere a piece of her mind this week. So I am looking forward to that. I want you guys to look forward to that. And if you did not watch, if that happens, do relax. I'm going to give it to you back to back. So guys, that's my prediction on these two guys. There is going to be war this week. Now moving on, I have this feeling that Queen is doing this at the best interest of White Money. Let's not forget how throughout last week, she has really been on his side, trying to, be close to him and all of that. So I'm really scared for her because I don't want her to be, caught up in the middle. I mean, these two have their own beef separately. You don't have to, be in it. But then that's all I have for you guys on that. Now moving on, we have, Saga and Nini. So earlier today, this morning, Nini was having a conversation with Saga, and they were just talking random stuffs and how Saga likes taking tea, and Pere was in the conversation as well. And then bam, Nini just said that, you know what, Saga, I don't think you are romantic enough. You need to try harder. And I'm like, waiting this up. This guy has tried already, if you ask me. He has been there for you, giving you massage, making sure that you are well tucked in bed, waking you up in the morning. I mean, he has really been shown that yes, he has been devoted to this girl. I don't know what she means by, he's not romantic enough, and he needs, in fact, she stated that you need to try harder. So this shows that, all this thing you have been doing for about 6 weeks now, she's not impressed, because you are not close to probably what the message she's trying to drive is that, Saga, of everything you have been doing, you are not close to what my boyfriend outside can do. And this hit Saga differently, because he was taken aback. He was like, oh really, I'm romantic, and trying to defend himself. But then she was, standing on her ground and saying, you're not romantic, Saga, you need to try harder, you need to hey guys, I'm not going to say more than that, because Saga know the year word, and you know how it is with when they say fly away know the year word. So guys, Nini has literally been giving Saga some tips here and there, but then he's fixed on impressing this girl. So I'm just gonna be calm and see how he's going to be more romantic. Maybe he needs to put flowers on her bed every morning, or make sure that he bath her every morning, or maybe make her breakfast every morning in bed. Maybe that will make him the most romantic man in the world. But then these two never cease to amaze me. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and see how that goes. Let's not forget that Saga is also up for eviction this week, guys. He's up for eviction, and he might go home, he might not. But if he goes home, guys, I really want to know what you guys think. Will Nini move on? Because there's rumor here and there about Nini, crushing on Cross, liking Cross. And we all know that Cross is already a free man, in the house, because Saskay has literally, picked a side already. So, guys, I really want to know what you guys think about this. Would Nini move on so fast, or would she just be there to, respect Saga's, feelings for her, and be like, oh, Saga was there for me, so I'm going to be there for him till I leave this house? So guys, I really want to know what you guys think. Drop that in the comment section. Now moving on, we have J. Paul and Saskay as well. So yes, there's nothing new about these two. It's the fact that both of them, have declared that we are, into something together, although they've not come out clean yet. But then actions speak louder, guys. Actions speak louder than voice, or words rather. And then these two have not ceased to show this in front of Cross. And then Cross has come out to say that, yeah, I think that Saskay played me. And Saskay is always, I really want to talk about Saskay more, because Saskay has been showing us that, oh, I'm this naive girl, I'm 21 years old, I'm trying to put my life together, I don't want to blow shit up, and then giving Cross some kind of boundaries, and saying, oh, you are too open about your sexuality and all of that. But then she has been contradicting every of the rules she has been giving to Cross, and Cross has come out to say, guys, I feel Saskay is playing me, or is a strategy to play me for J. Paul. But then Saskay is up for eviction, J. Paul is up for eviction, and White Money as well is up for eviction. And White Money seems really calm and all of that. And I know Pere will be happy that White Money is up for eviction, because he actually nominated White Money up for eviction. And this is not new. It is no news, because every week he has been nominating White Money, and he'll be happy that he has been able to save himself, judging from the fact that he had the veto power to save himself yesterday. So Pere is no longer up for eviction, guys. White Money is up for eviction, and Jackie B is also up for eviction. And I felt like if she had played yesterday, probably she would have a slim chance of being off the hook for this week. But then again, she was head of house yesterday alongside J. Paul, so both of them did not play the head of house game yesterday, guys. So surprisingly, guys, yesterday Big Brother gave these housemates a fish, like a pet fish, to take care of. And you need to see how the ladies were all warmed up and like, oh, something to cuddle up to and all of that. in my head, I'm like, Big Brother is literally giving you people another task. Like, that fish must not die. But the look on J. Paul's face yesterday, like, hey, what's the lele from Big Brother? Because some of these people don't even know how to take care of a fish. And then you need to, like, I don't know, giving us a pet fish in Nigeria is something else. I mean, if it was a dog or maybe a cat or something, you know, like fish, guys. I was like, how, Big Brother, what is your plan for this again? But then again, I feel like this is another strategy from Big Brother to, you know, give them a certain task. Like the fish, probably the fish must not die, or your fish must not get lost, or you must change the water every day, or something like that. So I really want to know what you guys think about this, because when I saw it, I was just laughing like, fish care. But I feel like Big Brother is really into these housemates this season, because last season, I remember, there was no game. Any game they had, they needed to earn it. But these housemates, they had several games and all of that. And then, you know, moving on, they also have to hear music almost every day of the week, aside from the fact that, you know, they play music for them when they're in the gym. They also play music in the mid-afternoon and all of that. So I feel like these housemates are really balling, guys. This season, they are actually balling. And that's all I have for you guys right now. Until I come your way next time, I remain Akinele Helen. Please click on the subscribe button before you leave and notification bell so you'll be notified when a new video comes up. See you guys next time.